Hi everyone, this is day 15 and the topic is opposites, or the prompt is opposites. Now I was looking at a lot of things like the dictionary, big and small, etc. And I wasn't coming up with what I wanted to do until later in the day when I was looking at it yesterday. So I saw my library book that I'd borrowed because drawings by Syrian children are home, and I thought that something that is very, very opposite, of course, is the way a person lives in a war-torn country and the way a person lives in a peaceful country. And honestly, this book, it just broke my heart. It's just pictures, so I've printed one out to use as a collage or as a background. This was astonishing how joyful and playful and happy it is, the bright colours, and yet even though we would see a heart, you know, a Cupid's arrow through the heart, she's got a happy smiling person, the arrows through the hearts are sort of, they're not as happy. They're not so happy that you would imagine. This is another one that really touched me. So this is the family, and it says, "In Australia now I'm safe. I have new friends and a happy school. There's beautiful beaches. I'm safe now in Australia." Now, doesn't that break your heart? And I'm not political and I'm not topical, and I don't really like the idea of taking sides. But I do believe that children should have a safe life and a happy life. And this is another one. It's just so simple. It looks like everyone's just relaxing until you look and you see there's a man with a gun. And then you read it. "We're lying down, hiding from the bad people. My dog is dead. All the dead people are my cousins. My house fell down and everything was broken. My mum told me I needed to come to Australia because many people have died. I was so scared. I miss my grandma. We left her in Syria." I know it's sad and it's like, it's a terrible topic, but I just thought, how can I be so simple about big and small, good and bad, whatever, when there is something raging in the world at the moment, war, and we're in effect living a beautiful existence somewhere else. So this really touched me, that young children, so this was a 9-year-old, so young children can draw the picture and it's like the lightning or it's fire or bombs, and this is the voice that they have to say no, no, no. And it's the only voice they have, because the big hoo-has that are making all the decisions are not listening to the children at all. So I kind of thought that I might juxtapose a collage next to my beautiful tomato going in my sunny garden where there's no problems. And I know I'm doing a lot of collages, but I feel that it's part of filling in these blank pages is putting a background. So I love this little building, and also the interesting thing was when I printed this out, it was a lot brighter in on the page, but it's like turned out very my printer was, it's very grey and somber. And as Huss once said, we are in a very happy, lucky country. Even though he came out when he was, well, he came out 20 odd years ago from Somalia. You know, that's no different than me coming out from England and finding a place to stay. So I'd really like to incorporate a couple of the things we've used already in our prompts, like the torn edge. Let me just get this to there. And please don't get into an argument with anyone in my comments if you want to comment on the current war and what side you're on and all of that, because they will be deleted. I'm just not going to have it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's right, who's wrong. There is no right and wrong when children are being killed. It's as simple as that. Everyone who's doing the killing is the one that's wrong, not the children. So that's my stance. Only positive comments, thanks. So, I don't know, I wasn't expecting that, but like, I think our journal is also something when we look back on, it's a sign of, sign of what's going on in the bigger picture. In the world, what's going on in the world, we can look back on a journal and see all the different things that are happening in the world just by our entries in our journal. So I really feel like putting this no, because that's the important part of that's the child's voice in it. No. In fact, that's my voice too. No. Just stop. Take your big guns and your silly things and stop. So I have a little tub. I've picked out a couple of phrases, but I've got a little tub. Sometimes when I have my, my glue book pages with marks and everything on them, I find some words and I've cut them out. So I've been saving up for quite a while this little tub of things. And I found a couple that were, yes, they're negative. I'm juxtaposing it next to my little beautiful, happy, blissful life. My little blissful world. So, flung it on the ground. That was a good phrase. It's just little phrases that are a bit more violent, a bit more not thought out. Another good one, quest for wealth. Now, let's not get into that conversation, because there is something to be said for why there's war, what people are fighting over. So, given to violent demonstration. I must have missed the end of that word. I'm going to put who must know better, because honestly, you're adults. Just stop being children. Stop with your silly wars. What's this? You better go and fish her out before she gets drowned. Just another negative phrase. Down the bottom here. Okay, one more. Take this if it will be any good to you. Could you sell it and get food with the money? So, Huss and I had an interesting conversation. We had a conversation because there's a homeless person up the road, living in his car, and you wonder how did that person get to that point? And sometimes it just comes down to money. There's many different reasons. Money, poverty, mental illness, trauma. So many reasons why you might be out living in your car on the street. Interestingly enough, in that case, he's got a very, very nice car. So we don't quite know. I'd love to ask him his story, actually. Might do that. So this is not a happy page on a journal. I'm not quite sure if there's much else I want to say or put on it. I think it needs to be a bit plain like that. And it's the opposite of this happy, beautiful picture of my garden with the first tomato, which is bigger than that, by the way. So I'm very excited about that. But I think, I think that that's all I can do on this one today. I want to work on some other things today. So Let's make it a short one. Let's see, what's tomorrow? Flow. All right, so this is opposites. And I hope you're having a good day in your little part of the world, and may we all pray for peace. Bye for now.